Oops bags, which is poo spelled backwards.
Yeah, I thought so. I was like, let me work this out.
Ultimately, it's hearing that feedback from people that have literally said, your products have changed my life. It's meant that I could go out with my dog. Try and be different, do something different, stand for something, and be strong about it.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Dog Mum podcast. Today, I'm very excited because we've got Holly in the house.
Hey!
Holly, lovely to have you, honestly.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. It's really exciting to be here.
Thanks for being here. So, you have a great story, I know that. And
you.
I have been watching your brand grow from strength to strength over the years on Instagram. I think I found out about you actually through a mutual friend's. And I was like, I would love one of those bags, but I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get Chubbs into them.
Oh, bless him.
He's always been a big boy. He really has. He was like the biggest Frenchie in London, I was convinced, for years.
Yeah.
Now he's a lot skinnier, aren't you, Chubby?
You need our large size.
Yeah.
But still, it depends on how heavy it might be on the shoulder, but yeah.
Well, I have been working out recently, so I might have the strength.
Yeah.
But Holly, I'm really, really wanting to know about your origin story, you as a dog mum, and just everything that makes you tick as an entrepreneur and just the amazing things that you're doing for dog parents. So what was the inspiration behind Teddy Maximus?
Sure. So Teddy Maximus is all about fun, luxury British style. And the real catalyst to setting up the business was getting my dachshund Teddy. He's a cream long-haired dachshund and he's just adorable. Our total absolute world. And it was all about kind of really discovering what we love to do in London and traveling together. And so from that inspiration, the brand was born, and our dog carriers that people know and love are kind of our signature item. And they really were created because I love spending time with Teddy, and now we've got Teddy's sons. We've got two puppies. I still call them puppies, even though they're 2.5. So the family has expanded, and the brand has grown as well as our family.
So I love that. So first thing, like, I didn't know that's why you started the brand. So it was really to make your life with Teddy easier.
Absolutely. So pre-kids and still now, actually, after having kids, we just love going around London. And when you go to cafes, restaurants, or public transport, it's really great having a dog carrier that a dog can just hop in and have a safe place to rest. And I know that many people love kind of a cozy, happy place for a small to medium dog just to sit in. And it just makes life a lot easier. Knowing that you can go on adventures together and really live your best life. And that's what Teddy Maximus is all about. It's about having fun with your dog and adventuring together and making life a little bit easier. Yeah,
I love that. So it's about making life easier, accessibility, making sure that there's no barriers to actually being out and about and enjoying the city.
Exactly. Sneaking them into shops.
Yeah, that would be like my number one thing to do.
Exactly. So your little sidekick can always be with you.
That's really nice. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your journey with Teddy. So at what point did you get Teddy? Just a little bit about, that story.
Sure. So we got Teddy in 2014, and I'd always been obsessed with dachshunds. I'd always wanted a dachshund, and then Teddy came along. So we felt very, very lucky, and he's just transformed my life. He's a very, very special dog. And obviously being the inspiration behind the brand, it was great to have almost this muse there that you could create for. It was fantastic. Because of course we don't just do dog carriers, we do leads, collars, harnesses, poo bags, and so everything I can road test with Teddy by my side, which is great.
Love that. Yeah. So Teddy, tell me kind of that emotional side, because I know that you're the creator of Teddy Maximus, and there's that side of you, but you are a dog mum first.
Absolutely.
So tell me, what was the moment that you met Teddy and you thought, wow, like, this is my soulmate?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So it was back in 2014, and he came from an absolutely wonderful lady based in Devon. And when we kind of spent quite a while getting to know the breeder and building that relationship with her. And they live a very idyllic life in Devon with lots of countryside to run around in. And I remember first going to the house and turning up, and there were like, I don't know, like it felt like 20 dachshunds there. I mean, there wasn't 20 dachshunds, but it was like a pack of dachshunds, and just seeing their little faces, and I just completely fell in love. And Teddy was kind of the boisterous one of the pack. He was almost like a barrel rolling around, being quite boisterous with all his siblings. And actually, we still keep in touch with Hattie, his sister, which is really lovely. And she actually featured in our first ever photo shoot. So that was
That's
really
cute.
special. Yeah. So that was 10 years ago now. Can you believe it?
So how old's Teddy?
Teddy's 11. So yeah, so I started the brand about a year after we got Teddy. So Teddy Maximus, yeah, we're celebrating a whole decade this year.
Wow.
Yeah, which is amazing. I
Wow.
can't believe it. Time flies.
It's like a decade. Where does that go?
I know, it's incredible. And to think of all the support that we've had along the way, all the friends that we've made.
Yeah.
One of my really good friends, Lois, who's on Instagram at Daisy Sausage. I went to her wedding in Croatia this year. So I've built some lifelong friendships through Teddy Maximus, which is really special. And I think you've probably found that too. The community that you build from a brand is really special.
It is, especially in the dog space. It's
Absolutely.
very personal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've yet to meet like a horrible dog person.
Yeah.
I think if you like dogs and you love dogs, I mean, that's always a good sign, right?
Yeah. I think also that understanding that you have with each other
Absolutely.
when you have a dog is very special.
Absolutely.
It's a very special bond, because
It
even if
really
you have
is.
children, and a lot of people have had dogs before they've had children.
Absolutely.
And actually dogs have been a way of teaching like mums, and dads how to be parents.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not lying when I say I think our 3 dachshunds are probably more work than my 2 kids combined.
No, I
mean,
believe you.
If you know dachshunds, you know. A lot of dachshund mums out there would be like, yeah, I totally get that.
I love that. So a decade, Holly. I mean, how does that feel?
Yeah. Do you know what? It's amazing. And I literally couldn't have done it without the support of the Teddy Maximus community. It's a really special thing. And I think, it's 10 years looking back. I just can't believe the things that we've done. We've made collections for Liberty of London. We're the official pet brand for the Mandarin Oriental in Hyde Park. So when dogs check in, they get to cozy down in a Teddy Maximus dog bed. And there are loads of really special moments I look back on. I think, wow, we did that. That's really, really cool.
So let's go back 10 years.
Yes.
Okay. So from the stage of, okay, we're going to do this, to actually launching, what did that look like?
Yeah, it's a really long journey. And I think quite often when people think, I want to start a brand, or they've started a business themselves, they kind of see these stories of immediate success. And probably you and I know that actually it doesn't just happen overnight. It's a lot of hard work, and you just have to keep persisting. You have to keep trying and keep going. And it's having that energy to keep going, and almost that fear of failure. And so 10 years ago, I was actually working full time. And so it was maybe 2 or 3 years before I took the leap to go full time on Teddy Maximus. So I was able to use my skill set and everything that I would learn in my previous roles, actually, and then apply that to Teddy Maximus, which was really, really helpful. And I started out by doing trade shows, fairs, getting the name out there, basically, and just growing from there.
No weekends of your own, because those shows are always at the weekend.
They're so time consuming, and I think that's where your tribe really comes into its fore. I couldn't have done this without my mum and dad, my partner, supportive friends and family. You really have to find that community around you, because like you say, it's long hours, it's a lot of hard work, and you just have to keep going and going and going and finding that energy. I think my first show was actually a cancellation spot. Okay. So I think I'd launched the brand in September 2015, right at the end of September, and I think the first show was a dog specific show. I think it was a London one, and it was a pet show or dog specific show. And I think I was offered the stand 2 days before the show, and so it was on a Saturday and I was still working full time at that moment. And I had to suddenly get the print turned around 24 hours, all the leaflets. It was absolutely crazy. And I think I actually had like a really heavy cold stroke flu at the time as well.
Oh, of course.
So like, it was just like, honestly, it was absolutely mental. And I was like, right, if I can do this, then I can do anything.
So I'm interested to know, because I had a massive career pivot.
Yeah.
So what was your career before Teddy Maximus, and what were those transferable skills that you brought to Teddy Maximus to launch the business?
Sure, yeah, it's a really good question. So I started out in marketing. So I worked on the Aussie and Pantene brands. And then I made another move into brand communications, and I had the best time working at Weller. It was absolutely fantastic. I had some great colleagues. Shout out to Emma. We had so much fun together. Melody in design, Kim in hair, in the hair team. There were just some amazing people that I really learned a lot from, and some really great times. So I learned a lot of press skills, PR skills in that job. And also it was about finding me and my strengths and getting to know a bit about what I love doing as well and my passions. And the hairdressing community is extremely passionate, some wonderful people there, and that was great. I also worked on fashion shows backstage, which was really, really cool. So it was very creative as well as like obviously more commercial as well. And then from there, I went to work in corporate comms, and that was representing Procter & Gamble as a whole. And that was such a steep learning curve. I learned so much from it. I had a great boss who was really supportive. And so, yeah, I actually genuinely really enjoyed it. But it was intense. I think you have to love that adrenaline rush of crisis comms, corporate comms.
On.
Yes, exactly. It really is. But I had a great team of people, and I learned so much from the people around me, which was great.
What was the one thing that you decided that actually I do want to go on my own and create this brand? Do
you know what? It was a really big decision, actually, because I think going from that corporate environment where you're surrounded by a team of people, you can bounce ideas off other people, you've got a salary, you've got a pension, you've got all those lovely things that kind of keep you very secure. So it was a tricky decision, but ultimately you have to listen to your gut and you have to listen to that kind of inner voice. And that would be my top tip to anyone. You really have to be true to yourself. And ultimately, I always wanted to do something of my own.
Right.
And this was my passion, you know. I studied business. I always wanted to do something for myself. I wanted to be my own boss. And I wanted to do something inspired by something I loved, which was Teddy and dogs.
Yeah. I think also that voice gets louder and louder and
really
louder
does.
if you keep ignoring it. And
exactly.
And you've got to take a chance. You really do.
Exactly.
And I love your courageous spirit, and you're just going out there. I mean, you're working for massive brands and just decided, I'm going to do it.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. Well, likewise, I really honestly admire what you've done and what you continue to do.
Thank you.
It takes a lot of drive, a lot of determination, and a lot of sleepless nights as well.
A lot of sleepless nights, you know. But it's you have to be just blind faith.
Exactly. Yeah, you just have to keep going, don't you? And you have to find that community around you as well that's going to support you. It's really important.
100%. So Teddy Maximus is very luxury. It's a very good-looking brand, I must say. It's very cute. So what was your decision? When did you make that decision to be like, it's a luxury brand rather than, a different kind of more commercial brand, so to speak?
Sure. It's a really good question. And I think that's what makes us different. We always say we're about fun, luxury, British style. And I think, there are a lot of pet brands out there. But the thing that makes us different is that attention to detail and the craftsmanship. We work with a lot of craftspeople in the UK, and I'm really, really proud of that. So we have a leather works in London that make our leather poo bag holders. We call them oops bags, which is poo spelled backwards.
Yeah, I thought so. I was like, let me work this out.
A really fun brainstorming session with my friend Melody many, many years ago. And our straps on our carriers that have the leather straps, they're hand cut in a leather works. So we always pay a lot of attention to our sourcing and where things come from. And actually we think, why shouldn't pet parents have something beautiful? Why shouldn't you treat you and your pet to something lovely? And, when you are investing in a piece, you want to know that it is lovely quality, that it's going to last. And we get so many pet parents saying, I bought your carrier 8 years ago, 9 years ago, and it's still going strong. It's the best thing that I bought when I got a puppy. And I put a 10-year anniversary post up last week, and it was lovely because we got so many comments from people saying, I love my carrier, it's still going strong. And honestly, that was the best thing to hear. It truly makes my day when I hear from people, because that's what you want. And I'm still using a dog lead for Teddy that was a sample dog lead, that was a leather dog lead that was sewn by our leathersmith here in the UK, our leathersmith Mo. And that is just fantastic, because I think sustainability and that focus on just not putting out more crap, for want of a better word, is so important. Because there is so much choice out there, and you should have something that is more considered and special. And I get that it is an investment, so therefore you do want it to last.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a great point about sustainability. And I guess a lot of people don't think about it when it comes to pet products.
Exactly.
But actually, the carbon footprint when it comes to like poo bags alone or oops bags definitely is high, So as dog parents, we need to be really looking at like, what is our carbon footprint?
Exactly.
And I love that you've got like a luxury and sustainability can coexist. And I love that you've got that attention there, because I think that's super important. So I am definitely more of somebody that really like champions sustainability over just having all this fast fashion.
Sure.
There's a place for everything, and there's no judgment. And everyone has different kind of price points and economic, there's lots of different pros and cons to everything. But for me, where I can buy something that's going to last forever, that's exactly what I will do. And like, I've had products for Chubby, who's fast asleep here. Fast asleep there. He's like, oh, another podcast episode. I'll go to sleep because she's going to talk for an hour and ignore me. But what's your opinions on Instagram and let's call it the fast fashion culture on there, and people literally creating Instagram accounts just to sell products rather than it being a genuine brand?
Sure, it's a really, really good question. I think people can see through it, and I think people are increasingly more aware and more conscious of what they're buying, and they want to build that relationship with someone before they buy from you. And there might be someone who's followed me for a year, 2 years, 3 years before making that investment, and maybe they've saved up to buy a dog carrier. Maybe they've always dreamt of having a puppy, and they've always wanted that special moment where their dog's in the dog carrier and they're going out and spending good times with their new puppy. And therefore it's a very considered purchase that they haven't just thought, actually, I see that and I want to buy it. So I think people see through it, and I think people increasingly want to know more about the brand, what you stand for, and where you come from before they're making a purchase. Yeah,
even is it safe?
Exactly. Absolutely.
I often think, people are buying a lot of stuff, and we all know where it's coming from without me going into the details.
Yes.
And I think, okay, has there been any like safety tests? Like we're buying leads and collars for dogs. We need to make sure that they stay in them.
Absolutely.
Something to consider, dog parents.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. Yeah. So a lot of our trigger hooks on our leads are from a lovely foundry in England. They're beautiful brass. And because we build those relationships with the suppliers, they're tried and tested suppliers that we know really, really well. And that's important, as well as obviously road testing it on Teddy and his sons Arthur and Bear. So we've got 3 very crazy dachshunds who kind of put everything to the test. But yeah, it's a really good point. It's really important. And, we see other brands coming into the market at various price points. And, we've had our fair share of people trying to really imitate Teddy Maximus, which can be flattering, but also it's frustrating. But actually, when you look at the work that we've done behind the dog carriers, for example, when we first launched, I got the carriers strength tested. So we were able to provide guidance on kind of the weight limits for carriers, and that for me is really, really important. And I think when people set something up without much thought, they're not actually thinking about that, and it's really important.
I think this is why you're here. So for me, quality over quantity is absolutely important. And I'm always on a mission to showcase the best of the best, the dog parents, because I mean, it's a minefield out there. You know, Google, Instagram, TikTok, you just don't really know what you're buying anymore.
Exactly.
And I do believe that the Dog Mum podcast listener is the dog parent who really cares.
Absolutely.
And really wants to know, like, the curated, like, what should I be getting? What's good? This is why we're showcasing people behind the brands, because I think it's really a good thing to see and really see that passion. And you've got a lot of passion, Holly.
Yes, you've got to. Yeah, because it's hard work, but I love it.
Yeah.
And the fact that we have been around since 2015, it's been a whole decade of creating and designing dog accessories for dog mums and dads, means that we're here. We're not kind of here today and gone tomorrow, and if there ever is an issue, not there really has been ever any issues, but if there's ever a problem, we're here and we want to know about it, and we'll always say to someone, let us know, how do we make it right. Luckily we've never really had that, but we're very, very open.
So in terms of deciding what your first product was, what was the process?
Sure. So really, as you know, Teddy was the inspiration behind it, and going about our kind of daily lives to the shops, on public transport, and having a puppy, really, you realise that actually they can't walk around to start with, but you really want to socialise with them, and they need to socialise as well. But also when you're going into shops, not everyone wants a dog walking on the floor, unfortunately, even though I think kids do more damage in shops than dogs.
Yeah, that's also my view, I have to say.
Absolutely. Having two myself, I'm kind of like, no, kids cause far more chaos than dogs. Like, what is this? So it was really about creating that dog carrier that can get you from A to B, where you can have more fun, where they can be cozy, and where you can just access more experiences, really, by having that dog carrier there with you. And actually, dog mums of dachshunds know that they can often refuse to walk, and they get kind of tired. I say tired in inverted commas. It's like they walk out the door and they see the rain. I'm like, they're like, no, I'm just so not doing this walking thing today.
Frenchy mums also have the same. Frenchy mums and dads always have the same issue.
I think it's a small dog thing, really.
Close to the floor. Close to the floor dog thing.
Close to the floor dog thing, absolutely. So that's really where the dog carrier came from. But we didn't just start with dog carriers. So we do harnesses, leads, collars, poo bags, dog beds, walking bags. So we kind of offer the complete package, really, for the dog mum and dad. And when we created the brand, it's all about creating things that look good in your home too. So not having to compromise. There's a lot of kind of very, dare I say, cheap, kind of tacky looking kind of stuff out there, and we just didn't want to do that.
No.
And that's why we've got everything from beautiful Liberty prints, which I just adore Liberty, just so gorgeous, to our quilted collection, which kind of gets you from anywhere from town to country to city. Everyone loves the quilted fabric as well. So we've got something for everyone, really.
I think it's really important. We're in a time in the world, or just a time in life, where we shouldn't have to compromise like function for style.
Yes.
And absolutely, if Chubbs would sit in a dog carrier, I would want it.
I really think I need to get you a large size.
Okay,
I'm going to send you a large size carrier.
We're going to try this out.
Yeah, because you can use it as a dog bed as well.
Okay.
So it's a 2-in-1. Which is really cool. So you basically unzip it, and that's what's unique about our foam-sided carrier, is you unzip it all the way and you can just sit it down, and it's like a dog bed on the go.
Okay.
So this
is our challenge, the Chubbs challenge.
Exactly, definitely.
I think we're going to make this happen.
Well, on the Cuddle Club events, I think it'd be great. Perfect. That could be his like little happy place to go when he's kind of like, I need a little rest now.
We're definitely going to do that. But in terms of, you shouldn't have to choose between function and it looking good, and I really appreciate that about the brand, because it's also timeless. I also think with I do. I feel like with Teddy Maximus, it's that forever timeless feel, than opposed to it just about being on trend, which I see, and I think that's the issue. Sometimes there's a lot of like on trend stuff that just in any kind of fashion that just gets
Sure.
thrown away, and we don't
Absolutely.
want that.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think that really goes back to the sustainability piece. And when we're looking at creating new collections, that word that you use timeless, it's really, really important. What is going to have that longevity, what's really going to stick, and, what really resonates with the dog mum. And like you said, it's having something practical. So our adventure carrier, that's like a lovely waterproof fabric, which has really stood the test of time. It's really, really practical. It can be wiped clean, but it also looks really smart too. So yeah, it's function, but it's also fashion.
Yeah, I love that. Function and fashion.
Yeah.
Now, in London, we have seen a massive evolution of dog friendliness.
Yes.
Now, 10 years ago, when you started Teddy Maximus, what did dog friendly London look like back then?
It's a really good question. So I have to cast my mind back. It definitely wasn't as accessible. And I think people have realised now that with the rise of dog mums and dog dads, there's more of us now, and I think that's kind of gives us people power, which is great. And as I said earlier, I think kids cause more chaos than dogs quite often, and why shouldn't dogs? They're part of your family. Why shouldn't they come with you? And I think businesses are missing a trick if they're not dog friendly, and there are so many great places to go with your dog now. We partnered with 50 Cheney, the restaurant in Chelsea, a couple of years back, and we created some lovely dog treats for them. And when you go there, you can have a Teddy Maximus dog bed, because why shouldn't you enjoy a Sunday roast and let your dog sit next to you? I mean, like, Teddy loves a Sunday roast as much as I do.
Exactly, yeah. The whole dog, because I asked that question because you definitely sound like you created the brand to make it functional, but also to allow Teddy to be able to get into places that may not have been dog friendly. But what have been the biggest turnarounds that you've noticed in like department stores or things like that, where Liberty's always been a dog friendly? So shout out to Liberty. You have, always
paws up for Liberty.
Yeah, paws up for Liberty. They've always understood. Oh, Chubbs, paws up for Liberty?
Yeah, he was definitely giving a shout out.
Yeah. But there's been a few other department stores that I've noticed recently as well that have now become dog friendly.
Absolutely. Yeah, there are so many restaurants, department stores. So we just love any opportunity. Oh, do you know what? I'm getting my feet licked. Nice.
Oh, Chubby, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Dear,
do you want to come and sit with me?
Oh, bless him.
No?
No, that was a no.
Yeah, that's that side eye again that I always get. So, Holly, what is a typical day running a dog brand as an entrepreneur, but also a dog mum and also a human mother? Tell me, what does that all look like? You're juggling a lot of balls.
It's a lot of juggling. It's a lot of juggling. Yeah. So typical day is kind of, okay, first of all, dogs start barking, saying, I want to get out, I need the toilet and I want some food. So I kind of run downstairs, let them out into the garden, give them their breakfast, go up to the kids, get them ready for school, get them ready for nursery, and then kind of like it's half an hour of kind of just all hands on deck. And then once they're sorted with their day and they're all kind of in the places that they should be and we haven't forgotten anything, it's doing Teddy Maximus, and there are just so many different things I could be doing in a day. It's anything from looking at new product development. It could be a photo shoot. That's my favorite part of the business. I love creating. I love product development. It's looking at kind of what do we need to be doing in 6 months' time? What do we need to be doing in 12 months' time? It could be a call with one of our agencies. It could be looking at press opportunity. It could be helping answer customer inquiries. It really could be anything. It's very, very diverse. It could be website things that need doing, that kind of development.
You do it all.
It's kind of it's everything. Yeah, it really is everything.
What's your apart from the photo shoots, because obviously they're adorable.
Oh, thank you.
But what's your favorite thing that you say, if you had to just do one thing in Teddy Maximus, that's the dream, just to do one thing? But we know as an entrepreneur you always do more than that. What do you enjoy doing the most?
So I love making the product, not myself making the product, 'cause I've got some very talented people doing that, but developing the product, I should say. I love seeing what's going on in the leatherworks, seeing the product being made, talking to the people that are the craftspeople that make our product. I absolutely love that. And I love meeting the people that use Teddy Maximus and the community and engaging with community and getting their feedback. That's what it's all about, basically. We wouldn't be here without our supporters, and that is the most important thing.
And how do you feel the Teddy Maximus brand has really supported people's lives?
Oh, well, I'm glad you think so. Yeah. And I think the comments that we get from people and the feedback make it all worthwhile. And really, when someone sends me a photo on holiday of their dog running along the beach in a dog harness, honestly, it makes my heart sing. Or, going into the shop in a dog carrier saying, we're living our best life.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic seeing all that content. And, I'd say to anyone, if you've got those photos and you haven't sent them to me, please do keep tagging us.
Send them in.
I absolutely love seeing it. It's wonderful. Yeah.
I love that. And what are your plans for the future for Teddy Maximus?
Yeah, another really good question. So I think it's looking at where we want to go in the future. So we're continuing looking at how do we be more sustainable? How do we best serve our community? What new products are there the demands for? How do we develop the current products that we do? It might be different designs, different styles, and listening to feedback. We often ask people online, what are we missing? What do you love? What do you not like so much? How can we improve? And we always take that on board. Good feedback, maybe feedback where they're thinking, oh, this is missing. I'd love to see this on your product. And we honestly do listen to that. And we always build that into our next development.
That's wonderful. So what's been the toughest part of the journey?
Oh, toughest part.
Yeah,
toughest part. Okay, let me think. I think I was making that initial leap, actually. And I think for any entrepreneur, business founder, they'll understand kind of it's embracing that fear of failure and really going for it. And I think it was after I took a sabbatical, basically, before I made the leap to going full time. And I went to Los Angeles and met lots of dog mums out there and seeing how developed the pet market was out there. And I was kind of like, wow, this is where England could be in 10 years' time. And I kind of feel like we're kind of there now.
Yeah.
And I've also flown to Japan, and we did a show in Japan quite a few years ago now, and kind of pet ownership is on another level there.
Yeah.
It was absolutely incredible, actually. Yeah, so that was really inspiring.
Yeah. So it seems like the tough bit for you was actually making that transition more than anything.
Absolutely. Yeah.
At what point in the journey? So again, I'm asking this really because there's a lot of dog mums and dads out there that are very much inspired, just like the baby market. You get a dog, and then you're inspired to create a brand based on your learnings or your pain points.
Yeah.
So for you, what would be like your top tips as if anyone's listening, like actually I want to create my own brand?
Absolutely.
What would be your top tips as an entrepreneur?
Sure. I think number one, find your point of difference. Create something that's different. I think there's a lot of competition in the market, but there's space for everyone if you're creating value. Don't copy something else that you've already seen. Do something that's unique and stand for it and be proud about that. Number two, I would say find your community, create that community, both online, but also most importantly, offline as well. It's having those supporters that are there for you and to pick you up when you're kind of like, oh, this isn't working.
Flat on the floor.
You need those people to kind of pick you up. So that offline community is just as important as that online community, if that's on Instagram, if that's on TikTok or wherever else that might be. And lastly, I would say persistence. They say persistence and determination is omnipotent. You just have to keep going. You really just have to keep that drive and determination. And it's hard. I'm not going to lie. It is hard. You just have to keep going.
Has there been any moments where you're like, I can't keep going?
No, not really.
I
Not
love
really.
you,
I
Holly.
think
The optimism is like a 10.
thank you. I
I love
try.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think no, you just have to remember why you've done something and keep going back to those values. And that would be my other top tip. Always stay true to your values. Don't compromise on those. And if you have a short-term blip, don't compromise on those values just because you think it might get you out of a short-term problem. And I think that's so important. So for us, we're all about fun, luxury, style. So stay true to that luxury element, stay true to that fun element. And for us, that's always worked. And if I've ever been unsure about something, I always go back to the reason why we created that. And ultimately, it's to be spending more time with your dog to enable those adventures. So if it doesn't tick those boxes, I don't do it.
Amazing. So this is a good thing that you've just said about spending more time with your dog.
Yes.
Now, I definitely know that as I have created dog brands and just, grown as an entrepreneur, sometimes I have to check myself and be like, I'm spending less time with Chubbs.
Yes.
So how do you balance like being a dog mum and actually remembering like, oh, I need to spend time with Teddy and now his sons.
Yeah.
With actually being a businesswoman and making everything tick.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really, really important. And I think you really do need to take a step back and make that time. So it's carving out family time at the weekend, and remembering why you created something. Like you say, it was to be able to spend more time with your family, with your dogs, who are an integral part of that family. Nothing makes me more happy than seeing Teddy, Arthur and Bear running around, just kind of doing zoomies. It's just so much fun. I absolutely love it. And it's having time for those moments. And how do I do it? I think it's about prioritizing things and being really clear on how you're segmenting your time, and writing kind of lists so that you're ticking off things so that you are able to then switch off. So you're like, okay, I've done the things for Monday, I've done things for Tuesday, now it's time with my dogs, time with my kids, time with my partner. But like you say, it is hard trying to be everything. I'm not going to lie. It is hard.
It is. I often think, okay, so maybe it's time to be a human mum now. I mean, I'm a dog mum. How am I going to also be a human mum? Any tips?
Oh, you'd be the best human mum. You're the best dog mum. Like, you radiate sunshine and energy, and
Holly.
positivity, honestly.
I need encouragement. I mean, you might be like my new dog mum, human mum coach. I need like a little bit of impotence to kind of get me like, have that confidence.
Yeah, well, do you know what? I would say it's the best thing having a dog to grow up with. I never actually had a dog when I was growing up. And it was only in my 20s that I had a dog for the first time. And I'd actually say that bond between kids and dogs is lovely. It's really, really special. And it's taught my kids a lot of patience, a lot of kindness, a lot of responsibility. And do you know what? I think, as we know from the Cuddle Club, pet therapy is so important. And I think at the end of the school day, when my daughter's just absolutely exhausted, she hasn't got an ounce of energy left in her, all she wants to do is cuddle up on the sofa with her dogs. And it's really special. It's lovely. I think it's a real gift that you can give kids.
Yeah, I agree. I really do agree. So obviously there's less black dog parents out there. And I really want to go even deeper into advocating like more dog ownership within the black community, because I see the benefits.
Yeah.
And especially with young children. And my nieces were very much like, oh, we're scared of dogs. But now they're like, Chubby, where's Chubby? Like, I've literally changed the narrative in my own family.
That's really, really cool.
I really love that you're making that connection between the children and the dogs. And it's
absolutely
very, very important.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really is. So in terms of Teddy Maximus, what are you the most proud of? Will you just look at it, strip it all back? It's your 10-year anniversary this year. What are you the most proud of?
Oh, thank you. So I think there are quite a few defining moments when I've looked back, and it's very topical, obviously, because we're celebrating a decade and we hit that milestone a couple of weeks ago. I would say it's the fact that we have actually survived 10 years. I think, a lot of businesses have come and gone, as one of my friends kindly pointed out. And I think often when you're running a business, you kind of always kind of thinking, okay, what's next, without actually taking a moment to step back and celebrate those wins.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, really important. So I think you make a really good point. I think it's the brands that we've partnered with. I'm really proud of that. So the Mandarin Oriental, Liberty, and many more. It's the people that we've collaborated with. But ultimately, it's hearing that feedback from people that have literally said, your products have changed my life. It's meant that I could go out with my dog. My dog was really nervous going on a train before, and now they cannot wait to come out with me. I put my Teddy Maximus on the floor and they hop in their dog carrier and they know they're going to be safe and they're going to have a good day. It's those kind of pieces of feedback that we get from people that are really, really special.
Yeah. I can imagine, because it is about making a difference.
Yeah.
It really
absolutely.
is. And that's what you set out to do.
Absolutely. Thank you. Well, I'm glad you think so.
Yeah, well, I mean, based on your mission, it's very clear. You wanted to make dog parents' life a lot easier and dogs happier and having this safe space as well.
Absolutely.
So when Holly isn't busy being the fabulous entrepreneur that you are, the amazing dog parent to multiple dogs now.
Yes.
I love that Teddy has his whole tribe as well. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it.
His family's expanding.
His family's expanding. I love it.
Although I'm not quite sure he knows that they're his sons.
Oh, really?
I'm kind of like, no.
He thinks
I think
they're
he
his
just
buddies.
thinks they're like these two very annoying teenagers running around the house. Kind of, he's sitting in his carrier giving them the side eye, like, will you be quiet now?
Yeah. What's going on here? These are not my children. And when you're not being a fabulous mum, what does Holly enjoy doing?
Oh, that's a really good point. It is important to take those times. I love going out for walks in Richmond Park. I love kind of getting crafty with the kids. And I love going to things that are all about fashion, curated things. It could be an exhibition at the V&A. It could be something in London.
Like
I love
cultural.
and I love getting the boat down the Thames and seeing London. I'm just a huge fan of London. I love the buzz. I love the energy of London. It's going to see friends. It's catching up. I love food. I love a Sunday roast. I'm a chocoholic. Okay. I'm an absolute chocoholic. So anywhere there's chocolate, I'm there.
Yeah.
It's making time for friends and family.
Yeah. You're literally your brand. You love the city and you love navigating it.
Exactly. I don't have to try. It's just very
who you
authentic.
are.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's why it's been 10 years.
Thank you.
Because it's authentic.
Yeah, I know. Time flies.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So what has Teddy taught you about love, resilience, and just heart?
Oh my gosh, so much. I mean, there's nothing like that time when you get your first dog and that just feeling, and you look into the eyes and you're like, oh, you want to give them a big squeeze. So much. Really, I think Teddy is, or still is, my world, and he's opened up a whole world. He is the inspiration behind Teddy Maximus. He's an incredibly special dog. And I continue to learn from him. And I think, dogs are just so loving.
They are.
They really are, and they're just incredibly special companions. And I think the hardest part of having a dog is losing a dog. And I don't like to even say it out loud. It's a horrible thing to think about. There's nothing bad about having a dog. They are just incredible. They
Maybe
really,
the
really
vet
are.
bills.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
The cost can be a little bit high.
Yeah, that is true. That is very, very true, actually. Yes.
That's probably one of the harder things.
Yes.
But no, so, and how has your love for Teddy, how would you say that your love for Teddy and just all the things that he's taught you can show up in the brand, that you can see in the brand?
Absolutely. I would say Teddy is definitely a man of distinction.
Okay.
He knows what he likes and what he doesn't. So, so he does, he road tests everything. He tries it on. So if it doesn't pass his pour of approval, then you won't see it, basically.
Okay.
So, yes, he loves the bow tie. He loves the bow tie. And he often gives you that like side eye, the whole Zoolander thing when he's strutting down. He has like quite a swagger.
Yeah. And where is he today?
So Teddy is at home. He's had a walk and he's with his other two sons. I just thought, do you know what? Dachshund mums will know that Dachshunds like to bark. And there's nothing more that I would have loved than to bring all three Dachshunds. But we would have literally had to do about 100 different takes.
Okay,
like honestly, like they'd hear a fly and then there'd be like these barks and then like one would bark and then the others set,
No, I get you. I get you. Unlike a
yeah.
Frenchie that hardly makes any noise at all.
He's so good.
He's
so good. He's so good. Although
is.
we've got the dog carrier down there, and I think he could smell Teddy, so he was having like a little sniff around. So
he's looking for him.
Teddy's here in spirit.
Okay, so let's have some fun with some fire questions.
Okay, what's coming at me?
I do love some fire questions.
Cool.
So
I like
first one would be, what's Teddy's favorite treat?
Chicken.
Chicken?
Yes, definitely chicken. A bit of sweet potato. Actually, to be honest, anything that's on our plates, basically.
He likes the human food.
He's not fussy. He just loves human food. I think that comes with having like a dog 6 years before you have a child, and that you just spoil them and you do things like you shouldn't like feed them off the table.
And we always
it's got to be done. No, it's hard not to.
Look, you have to. I'm a big believer. Let's make them feel good all the time. So, favorite walk in London?
Oh, that's a really, really good one. I love the Thames Path. I love walking along near the water. You literally cannot beat that view of the Thames. I love it.
Okay, nice.
So somewhere along the Thames Path, yeah.
Okay. One dog item you can't live without?
It would have to be a dog carrier. Yeah.
Of course.
It would have to be a dog carrier followed by a poo bag holder because you never want to be caught short.
Oh, no. That's like my worst nightmare.
Otherwise, it's like leaf territory. It's like the worst.
Absolutely. I've never had to do that. I'm so happy, but it's like my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
So, dream celebrity dog to wear Teddy Maximus?
Oh, that is such a good question. Well, do you know what? We're very lucky that we have had quite a few celebs by Teddy Maximus. And actually that's been one of the really exciting things about the brand, when you see an order come through and you're like, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
I recognise that.
I know that name.
That's pretty cool. Oh my gosh, I don't think I can choose just one. Okay, come back to that. I'm going to have a think.
Okay, we'll come back to that one.
Yeah.
So, what's your coffee order?
Hot chocolate.
You're a hot chocolate girl.
Yeah. Chocoholic through and through.
So you're not a coffee girl. It's like me.
No,
I've never had a cup of coffee in my whole life.
Neither have I.
No way.
Coffee cake. So this is like my sweet tooth. Coffee cake, coffee ice cream, but never a coffee
Me
ever.
Neither. Okay.
Yeah,
so we're twinning.
There we go. Or mint. Do you like mint tea?
Yeah, I love mint
a bit
tea.
of mint tea sometimes, but then it has to be accompanied by something sweet as well.
Yeah. I'm trying to like curb the sweet tooth, but it's a natural one. And motto that keeps you going.
Motto that keeps me going. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. Keep going. Yeah, don't give up.
And that applies to everything in life.
Yes.
Don't give up. That's actually one of my mottos as
well. Is it? That's really cool. That's really cool.
So let's go back to then dream celebrity dog.
Dream celebrity. I love that. Am I allowed to choose something from Disney? Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
I think it would have to be like, I love Cinderella. Cinderella. Belle from Beauty and the Beast. Or Minnie Mouse. I love Minnie Mouse. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I think maybe something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Holly, this has been an absolutely amazing episode.
Oh, I've learned so much. It's been so fun. Thank you.
And I just love your your stand and your positivity is very infectious.
Thank you so much. Likewise.
Yeah, and I love that you're just juggling it all and just being unapologetic about it and just getting on with it. And like, okay, I'm building this brand. I'm a mum. I'm a dog mum. And just doing it and not giving up.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
I love that. Is there any last thoughts that you want to say just to fellow dog parents out there?
Yeah, I would say finding your community is so important. It's finding people who love dogs, and you're never alone. There are so many amazing dog people out there. And the other thing that I would say is probably in business is obviously about not giving up. That persistence piece is so, so important. And try and be different, do something different, stand for something, and be strong about it as well. I think that's really, really important. Stay true to your values, don't compromise, and just put yourself out there.
I love that. So I'm actually going to bring out the Teddy Maximus bag. Now, we had it in the front and Chubby was like very intrigued by it. Obviously, because of the quality and the craftsmanship too.
Of course.
He knows quality when he sees it. So I'm going to hand it and look at this response that I'm going to have to move this because I know that he's going to go for it. The Teddy Maximus bag is coming back out. There you go. It feels so soft inside. Ooh.
It's very fleecy. It's great. And you've got a waterproof bottom there as well to wipe clean.
I really love this. Let me... Chubby, do you want a little sniff? Little sniff? Don't worry. I think you're going to get your own.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. This is a Liberty print, and we bought this back for our 10-year anniversary. Yeah, people, and that was on the back of the fact that people were asking, where is the Liberty carrier gone? So we brought it back.
I love that. And actually, a question that I didn't think about before was, do you have different carriers for different seasons?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So our plaids are really popular in the winter. Lots of our dog carriers are lined with fleece, but we also have a new tote bag, which has a removable liner in, which is really practical. So people like taking that out for summer. But you also have styles now with a polycotton inside, so people in Australia love that, and Japan, and that's something I'm really proud of as well, the fact that we do ship all over the world to dog mums and dads, and so we have adapted our products to suit that as well.
I love it. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Really
Thank you. That's really kind of you to say.
I mean, I understand just how much it takes just to keep going.
Absolutely.
The financial implications.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And to build a great community and just keep it and doing it with integrity.
Thank you.
When a lot of people aren't. So I'm really proud, and I'm really happy that I've heard your story and can share your story.
Oh,
and
thank you so much
Holly,
for letting me share it.
Thank you so much for being on the Dog Mum podcast. So where can people find you?
So we're online at teddymaximus.com, on Instagram at Teddy_Maximus. We're on TikTok and X too. So I was about to say Twitter, but it's X now, isn't it? It's like
I can't keep up with that anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So but Instagram is kind of our main channel. So do pop us a message. I always love to hear from you. And if you've enjoyed the episode, then send us a message on there. Yeah,
amazing. Okay, guys, definitely go and check out Teddy Maximus. And Holly, thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thanks to you both.
Thanks. Chubby, any last words? Okay. Yep. You want your carrier? You're going to be nice and cozy in there. Don't worry. As soon as we get it, we're going to make sure. Oh, he does. He wants his carrier.
That was definitely...
That was a yes.
That was a yes.
Okay, don't worry. Speak to Holly.
We'll sort it. We'll sort it. Don't worry.
Okay. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.